Welcome everybody to the Dr. Jane Mackenzie live on a Thursday. This evening we're going to be talking about the Dr. Johanna Budwig diet. And this is a way of living that she recommends for 5 years. There's certain words I'm not going to be using directly. I'll be using the word, for example, degeneration, because we don't want to, alert too many bots. But this way of eating is prevention as well as helping somebody realign themselves from quite severe degeneration or also chronic diseases. So it could be liver, it could be one of the organs. And it really is a magic diet. The combination of the flaxseed oil and the no fat, fat-free, if you like, chunky cottage cheese, and what we mix it with. I've not only, had wonderful results with my clients, but also personally. So if anybody's looking for a fantastic brain on, and I just mean, enlightened mind, a mind that can concentrate, children with ADHD, again, there I am mentioning diseases, but anyway, whatever it might be, elderly people, and the dementias and the Alzheimer's and things that they get, the nervous system, and the other chronic pain, inflammation, those diseases are just absolutely right for something like this. So it's for everyday living, and it's for chronic disease and degeneration. So let's launch straight into this. I know there's been a massive amount of interest. And today I thought I'd talk a little bit about the science behind it as well, because we're talking about cell oxygen to the cell, energy within the cell. And if you can feel the physical effects of the streamlining of the body, the removal of the lumps and the bumps, the increased level of concentration, then you know definitely what's happening in the body. Just let me see if any of these are related to us. Not really. So let's just keep that there. Okay, so let's have a look. I've got a slideshow that I'm going to start with. And this is dear Johanna Budwig in the 1950s, 1951, in fact. She's not the originator of it, but she really brought it to the fore. She would work with the hospitals, and when they could no longer help the patients with degeneration, she would get called. And, from what I've read and what I understand and the results, she raised them off the deathbed. So I don't want to be making personal claims on behalf of what she achieved. But you must just know how powerful this is. We've used it extensively. We use it with people in hospital. You can put it straight in the mouth. It just dissolves. You can rub it into the skin. The flaxseed oil, once it's blended, is water soluble. It goes straight into the blood system. So it really is amazing, 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 amazing. And we're crediting her. I think there's even some Budwig organizations and things around the world. But I like to just keep it simple. And what it's saying here is it provides oxygen to the cells. And me and oxygen. So this is a very valuable companion with everything that I do, personally and with the clients. So, of course, we want to bring oxygen to the cells because that creates the energy. The oxygen binds with the electrons and creates ATP, energy. So we want this. Prevents free radical damage. So it will go and mop up the free radicals. That's free radical damage to the DNA, the organs, the body. Supplies essential fatty acids. I will be talking about flaxseed oil specifically and why we use flaxseed oil and not other oils. Energizes normal cells, which is what we want. We want good cell division, and it helps detoxify the body. So there are our three main ingredients. The fat-free, I would like to say, cottage cheese. If you can't get that, then it's a low-fat one. Must be the chunky one. And then our cold-pressed flaxseed oil must be cold-pressed. And then our flax seeds or our linseeds. So this is dear Johanna Budwig. And let's go to our next slide. I just wanted to say to you all that broadcasting from the 365 Healthy by Choice Center in Bryanston, where we do all sorts of things here, leading edge, pioneering. The whole focus is on holistic quantum well-being, and that's what my doctorate is on. And it includes, obviously, physical, neurological, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And a lot of my case studies come out of the center and our chronic disease drip clinic, which is an oxygen clinic. And then we've got our shop of pure, natural, unique products, plant-based food state, whole raw foods, nutrient dense, and in the quantum state form. So exactly as nature intended it. So I just wanted to remind you of that, where we're coming from, and how we achieve what we achieve. All right, Johanna Budwig, she wrote many books. I'm not going to read them out. So there are 3 books listed here which you can read and get hold of, quite frankly. Liver is also a big one. As I said, the organs. So imagine it is working on every single cell. It's not going to exclude cells. So every cell is going to get fed. Every cell is going to get a load of oxygen and a big detox. So we love this so far. We love what we're hearing and seeing. There's another picture of her. And here is how to prepare the mixture. And I know there's some of you that have, it's the first time ever, and I'd love to hear how you're feeling. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a while to notice that you're feeling so great and that you can concentrate and you're not getting up and down all the time looking for something, because you're getting nourished. And the cells are getting nourished, and they've, have a level of satiety. They're satisfied with what they're getting. So we would definitely use, as I showed you before, the 3 main ingredients. I'm just going to go back there. Here. So you need your fat-free chunky cottage cheese, and the tubs come in different sizes, sometimes 250 grams, sometimes 200 grams, depending where you're buying it. Your cold pressed flaxseed oil is critical. That you can get off my website, the 365 Healthy by Choice website. You can select add to cart and pay and choose your delivery, and you'll get it either same day or the next day. And then there are the linseeds, the flax seeds, which you would get in any good health shop. So, the deal here is to make sure that the oil in the seeds, and the oil don't go rancid, because rancid fat is a free radical itself. So let's get back to our recipe. And there's a sweetish one and a more savory one. And depending on you and how you like eating, you can actually do 2 options in a day. So you need one of those stick blenders or a NutriBullet or something. And what we're doing here is we are blending the science behind this, a flaxseed oil with a protein that contains sulfur, which is the cheese. And the sulfur in the cheese blends with the oil and attaches to the oil and makes it water soluble. Once it's water soluble, it gets to every cell. It's just as simple as that. So 1 cup of organic, if you can, low fat, if you can, otherwise fat-free. Cottage cheese, that's the best. Fat-free is the best because we don't want extra oil, but low fat works perfectly. And then half of that tub of cold pressed flaxseed. So you get your mixing bowl and you empty the contents of the chunky cottage cheese into that bowl, and then you measure in that same tub half of it. Okay, you can do an exact science if you want to, or you can estimate, and then you blend that. So with a stick blender, I recommend 2 minutes, and make sure that oil is completely soluble. You will not be able to see it anymore. If it's a NutriBullet that whizzes up quickly, then you could do a minute. And if the mixture's too stiff, you can add a few drops of milk. That would be, if it's very stiff, very cold cottage cheese, maybe. I've never had to do that. But this does come out of her book. So there. Now you've got your blend, and this is critical. It's not going to work if you add your berries and your nuts and your brain fuel and everything in there. You have to mix just the two things together. That is the blend. Then you're going to add to that 1 to 3 tablespoons of freshly ground flaxseed. Do it in a coffee grinder, wherever you want to do it. I actually do it firstly in the NutriBullet. So I've already got my 1 to 3 tablespoons of ground flaxseed oil, and I put that on the side. And then in the same container and everything, once obviously I've got the seeds out, I will put the cheese in, so I haven't dirtied too many things. And then you add the ground flax seeds to your blend. You can fold them in, or you can whisk it all up. But as long as you've done the first blend, you can reblend with everything, or you can fold it in, depends how you like it. So you would take 3 to 4 tablespoons of the mixture, and then to that you will then add your seeds, soaked berries, and that would be soaked in the Cell Vitality Oxyminerals, some very powerful fruit cleansers. Berries or fruits. Berries are really good. Green apples are really good. They're not too sweet. If you wanted to, you would do your almonds. The hard nuts you would soak overnight. And that's to remove the phytic acid which surrounds the seed and prevents germination until time is right. So if you then soak it in water, it dilutes that acid, and we're able to digest it easily. But more importantly, that phytic acid, if the almond hasn't been soaked, will bind your calcium, and then and any other calcium. So you're not going to then get absorption of that calcium, which we don't want. So the big nuts we always want to soak. And if it's seeds, your chia seeds, etc., you would then soak them for an hour or two in the morning before you're ready. I even would soak the goji berries. Make it nice and easily to digest and soft. And you could then add 1/4 teaspoon of honey if you wanted to. I like adding my Stress Defense Shield smoothies, either the brain fuel or the stress defense. There's over 30 nutrients all listed in the front there. And you're getting medicinal mushrooms, 6 of them, algae, you're getting blue-green chlorella and spirulina, you're getting kelp, you're getting schizandra berries, a lot of adaptogenic herbs, ginseng, ashwagandha, astragalus. So you're getting over 30 nutrients in there, maca powder, and so on. So you're really, poised to consume an incredibly highly nutritious meal if you do this, and then you add this in the second mixture, either the second blend or the fold in. So I'm going to say it again. This is not going to work if you put it all in together in the blender and make yourself a smoothie. It is absolutely not going to work. You have to do this beginning bit. The flaxseed oil and the chunky cottage cheese must be blended together between a minute and 2 minutes. Okay, it becomes a lovely, I'm going to show you a picture in a moment, a lovely, creamy, shiny mixture. So that would be a sweeter option. On a savory side, you could then, once you've added your flax seeds again, you could then add some spices, some leeks and racket and radishes and red peppers and salt, depending on your blood group. And that you could put over your cool down steamed veggies, onto your salad, whatever you might be eating. The sweeter one you could use on its own. You could put it onto cool down oats or sorghum or millet or quinoa or buckwheat, depending what you're eating, or you could put it straight over your fruit salad. Never heat this mixture, obviously. We don't want to ever heat oil anyway. So the food must be cool. And it's really yummy. It's really delicious. I have to stop myself from eating the whole cup in one go, basically. But it makes no difference. I mean, we've got a guideline here. to eat some every day, 3 to 4 tablespoons, 1 to twice a day. I've had some people say because they weigh themselves fanatically every day, it puts on weight. I don't find that at all. In fact, the opposite. And if you have this in the evening, you will definitely lose weight. Definitely. And you will absolutely, I'm just going to go to the large screen. You will actually notice when you run your hand down your arm or down your legs, the top of the legs here, the belly, you will notice smoothness, sleekness, lumps and bumps. If they're there, they disappear. The whole texture of your body becomes lean. Like your feet are on the ground, like you're in the sun in the daytime, and like you're exercising, you develop a body like that. In addition to the energy that you get, in addition to the brain clarity that you get. I mean, my big thing is to think clearly and live productively, and here's a massive way to do it. So once I've mixed everything, I will add, whether it's savory or whether it's sweet, I will add the 30 ingredients that come out of the Smoothie Boost, which I specifically made. So the Brain Fuel one, I'm just going to read to give you an idea, has got the raw cacao, which in itself has got massive amounts of magnesium. It's the highest magnesium containing plant on the planet. And magnesium makes calcium. The body will make calcium from magnesium. It's an alchemical process. Scientifically proven. So you're getting a huge dose of magnesium, which is relaxing, plus all the antioxidants, plus the digestive principles of cacao. It assists digestion. You're getting hemp seed protein. You're getting, in the Brain Fuel, you're getting a bit of ginkgo. You're getting maca powder, pomegranate, blue-green algae, chlorella, spirulina, kelp, reishi, shiitake, maitake, cordyceps, chaga, lion's mane, Siberian ginseng, ashwagandha, astragalus, shatavari, foti, moringa, baobab, schizandra berry, and we all know that's for the liver. We all know it wards off radiation. Holy basil, which is your tulsi, stinging nettle, yarrow, dandelion, cat's claw, tahibo, dandelion, cat's claw, tahibo, your very powerful antimicrobial. Your passion flower, your chamomile, which your aromatase inhibitors, both of those, acai berry full of vitamin C and more, Himalayan salt, gotu kola and rhodiola. So this is a magnificent mixture that you can make a meal out of your Budwig mixture. So I will add this, a tablespoon, which is the daily amount, to that second blend when you're blending it with the berries and the nuts. And you're getting then minerals, proteins, oils. So let's have a look at some other slides that I want to show you. I think you all got most likely got that mixture. And then there's some other things that there's another thing here for those of you that are really hell-bent on this. It's just called the spread. It also comes out of her book. And here we're talking about 250 mils of flaxseed oil. That's quite a lot. 450 grams of cottage cheese. That's a very big, almost 2 tubs. 4 tablespoons of honey. Get on the mixture and mix it. If you need a little bit of milk, that's okay. Blend it all. Get it to like a custard type consistency. And the interesting thing here that it's just reminding me, when you rinse the bowl, there's no trace of oil. In fact, it's just as if you're rinsing out something that's completely water soluble, you'll see. You can also use yogurt, by the way. Raw organic yogurt would be best. Raw organic kefir, also good. Also can use it. It's just that it would be a little bit less thick than the cottage cheese. So there's another way of blending there. And then when the flaxseed oil is blended like this, even though it's in high amounts, it does not cause diarrhea. Not at all. it reacts chemically with the sulfur proteins of the cottage cheese and the yogurt. So that's another, just like a variation. I've never done that, but I'm just sharing it with you. And there's another one, they call it the mayo. And here again, you would do your oil and your yogurt. If you needed a little bit of milk, if the cottage cheese was too thick or the yogurt too thick, you can. I've never added milk. And you mix all of that, and then you would add, once you blended it, some lemon juice or cider vinegar, a bit of mustard powder, turmeric, cayenne, some herbs, and you could then here, this is a good opportunity here to add in salt fermented sauerkraut, kimchi. Wonderful, wonderful. So I've even in the past got a bowl of the kimchi and put the Budwig mixture over it and eaten that as a meal. It's just fantastic. So these are, I hope, all mouth-watering and getting you going. And then here would be the 365 Healthy by Choice flaxseed oil. Now that oil is pressed and bottled for me and sent to me. It lies on no shop floor. It is not pressed in January for the whole year by some big manufacturing oil company. It's not hand done, but it's privately done. Where the seeds are pressed and bottled in 1 month and sent to me. So we need that. We need our seeds, because once we blended it, we're going to be adding our seeds. I would stick to the recipe one, the first one that I gave you, because that's what I do. And there's some people don't know or don't know the English for chunky cottage cheese. So I'll put the two tubs there. This one's fat free and this one's low fat. Doesn't seem, I am marketing somebody here, but anyway, it's for the purposes of the exercise. There's your cottage cheese. There's your oil. You would use a big mixing bowl. You wouldn't do it by hand or in a low bowl, just to say. And then here's the mixture. So it gets a nice shiny sort of a look to it. It's delicious. And the berries are there not to blend it the first blend. After that, you can add your blend and then your chocolate cacao smoothies and whatever you want to add. And so you can get all of this at my shop. You can get the 360, the flaxseed oil and the smoothies to add to it to make it a full meal, a meal in one. And then I just want to read some other things to you that I've got a picture here of me a long time ago. Maybe I should just share the slide for you. I had a bit of a smile myself, I must say, when I saw this picture. Where is it? There. Just for a bit of fun. So there's Jane. A long time ago. Anyway, I'm going to be reading some of the facts. So this literally, I wrote this 10 years ago. So I thought, you want to see how I looked before. All right. So let me just pull it up again and read to you. So the whole big deal on the science level is to, apart from increasing health and sense of well-being and calmness and satiety, just stop looking for food and drinks, is to increase cell oxygen and increase the cellular activity. So we're looking at nourishing. It's, like I said, it's got the oils, the proteins, the minerals, the fats, vitamins, phytosterols. It's all in there, especially if you're adding the brain fuel or the stress defense shield. And you're detoxifying at the same time, which is such a win. And it's such a pleasure to eat this. Just those of you who don't like the idea of milk or yogurt or kefir, and there are people like that, and that's fine. Then I would use the very high sulfur containing veggies, the rocket, the garlic, the onion, the radish if it's your blood group. And then you can get same quantities. You would use a big cup of push down. Like, in other words, get a cottage cheese cup, push in as much rocket, garlic, and onion as you can, then blend it with half a cup of the flaxseed oil. And you've got your Budwig mixture. And then that will then obviously be savory. I've even suggested maybe dropping a drop, put a drop or two of DMSO in, because why not? Or even if you've got MSM powder or capsules, you could put it in. It's going to make it a bit bitter, of course. But if you're using it straight as a medicine and you want to get the sulfur acting on that oil and you want to get that burst of oxygen, do that. This Johanna Budwig also actually was a pharmacist, biochemist. She studied physics, botany, and biology. And as I said to you in the beginning, she realized that the degenerative clients, patients, were deficient in essential nutrients, things like phosphatides, lipoproteins, whereas a healthy blood always had high quantities of it. So she realized that there was this gap there. And then she found that when these phosphatides and the lipoproteins were replaced over a 3-month period, the degeneration receded, weakness turned to strength, anemia disappeared, energy was restored, and there were no longer symptoms, liver dysfunction, blood sugar, blood pressure, and so on. So it really did work, and a pleasant way to work. So just giving you that feedback. I'm not using words that I don't want to use. So it was a natural way for everybody to replace these essential nutrients in their bodies that were desperately needed and desperately low. It's a bit like copper. In these people, the copper is exceptionally low. And that's why I've got a thing about copper. And I like the almost gold with the gold, copper, silver, nickel, etc. in it, because you're getting such a mineralized nutrient. So once you blended your fat-free chunky cottage cheese with the flaxseed oil and you've added your flax seeds, you can add almost to this. What a powerful mixture. Absolutely powerful. So you can experiment, but that would be really unbelievable. And then if you really added the smoothie boost, well, then you're going to be on another planet, but balanced. So, just by eating this combination of these delicious foods, she looked at prevention and realignment. So once they blended, they trigger these properties. So a little bit more on the clinical side. After more than 10 years of solid clinical application, she proved successfully that she could get results where many orthodox remedies failed. It's been used extensively therapeutically in Europe and in America in the high-level clinics. Also arteriosclerosis, strokes, cardiac infarction, stomach ulcers, normalizes gastric juices, and I think everybody can tick one or two of these boxes. Prostate, arthritis, eczema, and immune deficiencies. So really thousands of people, and as I said, even in very late stage. So she talked a lot about in her book on pseudo fats, hydrogenated fats. That's all that long life milk, long life cream, partially hydrogenated, polyunsaturated fats. Just you have to go back to nature. Buy a bottle of the flaxseed oil, cold pressed. It's been nowhere. Then it's sent straight to you overnight. And then you're getting away from this heated oil story, light and air. So I just want to say a word here as well, is that the flaxseed oil has got properties that the other oils don't have. First of all, it's got the highest life force. What do I mean by that? The electron spin, and the is fastest. It's closest to the neutron and the proton in the middle of the atom than any other oil. So the spin is fastest. The faster the spin, the higher the life force. Fact. Scientific fact. We're not comparing oils. Flaxseed oil is what we need to create this electrical potential across the gut membrane, the lung membrane, and the cell membrane. Have to. That's how the oxygen and the food get into the cell. And together with the BUDWIG, you're raising the oxygen level even more. So it's not a question of comparing oils. This one does it. The other oils have got other principles. But so long as they're cold pressed and haven't been exposed to light or air either. So that's why it's remarkable. Don't try and do this with another oil. It's not gonna happen. So we don't want to go through any of those processes that make the oil become harmful. And then it's deposited in the body. It lies in the blood. I do the live blood analysis all the time with the microscope. On the screen, you just see generally people's blood is riddled with oil. It's slow. The oxygen's moving slowly. So you can imagine now you're bringing this water-soluble oil in. It's just cleaning. It's cleaning the blood even. It's cleaning the artery walls. And it's getting oxygen into the cells. Amazing. I wouldn't use this with oxygen itself because, remember, oxygen is an oxidant. Not if you've breathed it in, not if you've done a foot soak. But I would use it away from the oral. So we don't want, these inorganic fatty deposits, especially around the heart, blocking circulation, damaging the heart, inhibiting cell renewal, and impeding the free flow of blood and lymph. So I've really done this for years and years and years and years and years, and I wouldn't be telling you this information and suggesting this if it wasn't just a plain, no-brainer. So science has proven fats play an important role in the functioning of the entire body. Fats or lipids are vital for growth, renewal of cells, brain, and the nerve function. So many people with MS, they need this. Our energy resources are based on lipid metabolism. There's other options too, but you get a very good source of energy from the oils. And then to function efficiently, the cells require true polyunsaturated, live electron-rich lipids present in abundance in raw flaxseed oil. Other aspects behind the science, lipids are only water-soluble and free-flowing when they bind to protein, and thus the importance of protein-rich cottage cheese. When high-quality electron-rich fats are combined with proteins, the electrons are protected until the body requires the energy. Until the body requires the energy, and it releases it. Keeps it from turning rancid inside the body, from going into a free radical form. This energy source is fully and immediately available to the body on demand as nature intended. And then Johanna Budwig claims that the diet is both preventative and realigning. She says the absence of linoleic acids in the average Western diet is responsible for the production of oxidase, which induces growths and is the cause of many other chronic disorders. The theory is the use of oxygen in the organism can be stimulated by protein compounds of sulfuric content, which makes oils water-soluble and which is present in cheese, nuts, onions, leeks, chives, onions, garlics, but especially cottage cheese. So it's a medicine. So if you're an O blood group and you're saying, what is Jane saying? Yes, the benefits outweigh the risk of an O blood group. You're using it as a medicine. Only use the unrefined cold-pressed oils, high in linoleic acid. If you don't use cold-pressed oils and you don't use a good protein, you can actually have the opposite effect, and you're going to have the oil lying in your blood, and that nobody wants that. Nobody wants the opposite effect. And if you wanted a natural sweetener like a date or a fig, a little bit of honey, that's good. But don't suddenly now start adding synthetic vitamins and all your supplements, because they're going to cause oxidation. So rather, put it with the carrot directly. not a supplement. Let me see what else here. Yeah, you're going to get a load of vitamin B from the yogurt and the cottage cheese. You're going to be getting, let me see what else here. I'm just going to go to the end of the article. Some more information here. She recommended that you stay on this diet. She calls it a diet. I don't usually use that word, but let's say consume this nutrition for a good 5 years. If you do have preserved meats, sweets, white carbohydrates and all the rest of it, you're not going to get where you need to be. So you've got to bring in the exercise, the sun, the earthing, the breathing, the hydration, and healthy foods that are natural. She's also confirming, just don't eat the rancid oils because they're going to stay in the blood, hang around there, and that the oil is stabilized by the protein. And then it's always good to grind the flaxseed oils as and when you need them, because the minute you crack that seed open, the oil is sensitive to oxidation, heat, light, air, and also the electromagnetic field of the fridge. So store your seeds in the pantry, in a dark pantry, nowhere near the plugs, and then use them when you need them. And just make that little bit like I told you. Do it first, and then you set it on the side. Then you do your blend. And yeah, eat the blend as soon as possible. And then it's telling us use a coffee grinder. And that's about all of it. Yes, and she's obviously talking about the muesli and things that she uses. So that sort of puts it in a nutshell. I don't want to say more than this. I will post the video and the recipe below the video so that those of you who missed it can get it. I don't see any other questions, so I assume that everybody's got it. But honestly, get onto this. You will notice within about a week that you feel different. We use it to soften lumps and bumps and detox and do all those heavy, serious things that we do. So enjoy it. I love it. And we'll see you next week.